not ready. Hello, everybody. Please put in the comments where you're from. And honestly, what would you like to see me do tonight? Because I have absolutely no agenda for tonight because I didn't prepare for this. I just knew I was going live on Wednesday, and it's been a while. It's been a couple days. Oh, nope. Hey, Kelly, how are you? Hi, Amira, how are you? Okay, so we've got Florida, New York in the house. Where's anybody else from? Is anybody else here? It says there's 4 people. I know I'm one of them, so yeah, it's been a few days for me. I have to honestly admit that what happened on Sunday has really hit me hard. I mean, really, really hard. So, hey, Mary Alice, how are you doing today? So, anyway, I'm really not prepared, and I really don't have any ideas of what, I mean, the sky's the limit. You all know what I have as far as materials and stuff to do. Hey, Kathy, I don't mean to upset you or anything, but I just have to ask, any word on Polly? So if I upset you, I apologize. I'm concerned, and my thoughts are with you on that one. So, you know, just, what would you like to see me do? I have, oh, what is it with ads? This is like the 3rd pop-up ad that I've had to get rid of. Goodness gracious. I don't know why, but my monitor fit one over here, the one that I monitor the chat on, is just going crazy with pop-up ads. Oh, and my video is a pop-up ad. There we go. Now I can see me. Oh, see, this is what I mean by saying that, you know, it boggles my mind that people are saying that the economy is doing so well when, you know, retailers are sending out desperation emails and levels of desperation ads. That's just crazy. The data doesn't match the reports. We'll put it that way. In science, that's a bad thing. Okay, so I have these 2 cards. These are the 2 cards that I made. Oh no. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Okay, my heart and my energy is going to you and for Polly to come home and just be safe and sound and happy and have had a wonderful adventure that she doesn't ever want to do again. So, yeah. Feel free to put in the chat if you want other people to know what's going on, but I'm very, very sorry that she's not back yet. That really does, that hurts my heart. And I'm thinking of you, honestly and truly. No batch die cutting tonight. I'm gonna batch die cut on Friday when I, you know what, I can batch die cut tonight. I've got that. Let me turn my light on. I didn't realize I didn't even turn my light on. So, thank you. Thank you for saying the cards are beautiful. Yeah, I really, really, this one turned out far better than I ever expected it to, considering the number of mistakes that I made, up to and including when I was making the card, I put a piece of double-sided tape, foam tape on the original envelope that came with it, and I messed up the original envelope. I mean, if I could have done something wrong with this card, I did while I was making it, and it still turned out to be an amazing card, which is one of the things that I absolutely love about card making, is that it's just, no matter how many times you make a mistake, there's always something that you can do to fix it and make it beautiful. And then this one, you know, it's just absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love it. And I should have done it so that this piece was wider. I should have put this, the die cut up further. I should have put the die cut up further, and I didn't, so that there would be more paper on either side. But I think it's a decent fix to have this really nice little embellishment over here on the side. I think it's cool. So, anyway, batch die cutting. What should I batch die cut? You know what? I still have more of this paper out. I'm going to start by batch die cutting some of these little flowers. These are the little flowers that I get from this paper when I use this die cutter on it. These are the little flowers that I get out of it. And so these little flowers are beautiful to make as embellishments, and I've put them on the inside of both of these cards. Oh, I wish tonight was Friday, Amira. I really do. I have to say, I'm looking forward to the live Q&A on Friday. I don't know if y'all are, but I am really looking forward to the live Q&A on Friday. And I'm going to say right now that the live Q&A on Friday, I'm not putting a time limit on. If y'all want to keep asking me questions until the wee hours of the morning, I will stay on until the wee hours of the morning answering questions. Because I just, you know, it's not a video I'm expecting people to go back and rewatch anyway. So I'm just going to keep talking. And as long as you keep asking questions, I'm going to keep answering them. So There we go. Yeah, I'm going to start by batch cutting the rest of this paper out because I really love these little sunflowers that you get from it. And this piece of paper, for those of you that haven't watched my channel anytime recently, this piece of paper came from the Bo Bunny Be Beautiful paper pad. Let me see if I can find it. It's this one. It came from this paper pad right here that one of my wonderful channel subscribers and guild members sent to me. It's absolutely gorgeous. Every piece of paper in here is absolutely beautiful. And if you go to my Sunday video that has the information that has the happy mail video, the one that says happy mail in the title. If you go to that video, you can see every page, almost every page that's in here. I'm not sure I flipped to every one of them, but the entire pad is just stunning. I absolutely love it. Hey Karen, good to see you in here. Kelly, I said hi to Kelly, Kathy, Karen, Mira, Kathy, Kelly. Okay, I think I've caught up with saying hi to everybody. So let's start by finishing out die cutting this out. So I get a bunch of these little flowers that I want to have as accoutrements so that I can put them onto, you know, make them into cards and things like that. And then I will also have the cutout piece like I used on these cards to make cards out of. So, I mean, this is just an incredible way to use these. And there's another pop-up. Hold on, got to get rid of it. Yep, there we go. I know, Kelly, it shocked me so much that this die cutter, and this is, I got it from Temu, and it was so weird because it was so serendipitous because on that Sunday haul, I opened up a Temu package, I opened up a box from Dollar Tree, and I opened up 2 pieces of Happy Mail that came, and this happened to be in the Temu haul, so it was like perfect serendipity that that paper pad and this die cutter appeared at my house at the same day. That was so cool. Well, okay, this one appeared at my house, this one appeared at my post office box several days earlier, but I didn't open it until that day. So, all right, so here we go. So I'm going to start making die cuts of this. And this right here is similar to the tape that they sell on scrapbook.com, the mint tape that they sell on scrapbook.com, but of course I got it from Temu. And it is a really good low-tech tape. This piece of tape has been sitting on this since I made these cards on Tuesday. And look, there's just absolutely no residual gook left behind, and it sticks well enough to hold down anything that I'm doing. And I've been using the same piece of tape to do this die cut for both of these cuts, and I'm going to keep using it for tonight. So here we go. I apologize in advance if I happen to belch. I just ate dinner and I had to eat it really fast. Like almost every business in the entire country, my husband's employment had a Christmas party today, and they catered it, and my husband brought home extra foods for me to eat. He brought over the leftovers for me to eat, and it was delicious, but I just finished eating. So my apologies in advance if I should happen to belch during this. Oh, look at that. That's the way I should do this, because that's about the same distance on all of them. All right, so I'm going to start here, and I'm going to start batch cutting, and y'all can ask me questions. And if you have ideas for what you want me to do with these things that I make, you know, absolutely feel free to, you know, put suggestions out there for what you want me to try doing with this, because that's one of the fun things about my lives is we get together and we just have a grand old time talking about stuff and doing things. And if you have another idea for something that you'd like to watch me do, I'm totally fine with that. If you'd like me to test some other... Oh, I did not use the right top one. There was no pressure at all on that. Let me try that again. That's the wrong top sheet. There we go. Let's change out the top plate for the right top plate. That was funny. There it goes. Now it's cutting. There we go. Die cutter all the way through. There we go. And then take this off, put this down, and pop these out. And look at that. They just pop out perfectly like that. You get this perfect little thing. And then pop these down so that they're down on the card table. And then move this down a little bit so we can get another one popped out. And I'm just going to keep going down the line, popping these out so that I have, you know, different sized bars of this, because this one uses a full 4 inches of it. This one only uses like 2.5 inches of it. So I'm going to keep doing that. It is nice paper, Kelly. It really is. The person who sent this to me found it at an Ollie's. And it's one that I have never seen. Even with all the Ollie's that I have been in, it's one that I have never seen at any of the Ollie's. Oh, baby bear's in here. He might jump up. I might have to take a quick moment to clear off his bed, because if he jumps up, I've got paper pads sitting in his bed. Because I don't know if y'all checked your Michael's email, but I got free $5, what are they called? Vouchers, credit vouchers for them. And so I got paper pads from them. I got more of the Craft Smart paper pads that I love so much. All right, plate. Die cutting plate. Where's the cutting plate? Oh no, what did I do with my cutting plate? There it is, cutting plate. Put that down. And then put that, seal that back down again. It kind of came up a little bit. Put that on top and batch cut again. Whoops. Let's try pushing it in so that it actually, oh wait, I don't have it lined up properly. Whoops. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. And through it goes. You are too, I'm assuming that, Amira, when you said that you are too, that you're looking forward to the Friday night live stream. It's going to be fun. I really do think it's going to be a lot of fun, because, you know, there's a lot of times that people have questions about what people like and don't like and what they do and don't do. And, you know, having a live stream where people can do the Q&A is actually kind of a lot of fun. So like I said, I'm not even going to put a time limit on it, but there we go. But look at how beautiful that is. This is such a stunning combination here with the die cutter and the paper from the Bo Bunny pad. It's just absolutely stunning. I mean, there's no other way of putting it. This is just an absolutely beautiful combination right here. And it's just, it was completely unintended. It was absolutely completely unintended. There we go. I don't know what, and well, I mean, it's kind of pointless to put up links on Temu, because the people who sell and the stores in which things are available changes so frequently. But yeah, if you just look up hexagon die cutter and on there, and it's obviously slightly less than 6 inches across, because this piece of paper from the Bo Bunny pad is 6 inches across, because I cut it in half a long way. Well, I mean, it's 12 by 12, so there really isn't a long way. I cut it in half. And I got a 6-inch piece of paper, and that's how I'm doing this. So, blip, 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 blip. There we go. And I'm going to make a bigger one this time, and I'm going to put it about the middle. So I'm going to put one right about there. I think that looks good, so that I have a bigger use of it, so I can make a bigger card front out of it. And that'll be it for this one. So let's see. So any ideas for what I can do to make a card out of all these little sunflowers that I'm punching out? Because I have a couple ideas in my head, but I want to see what y'all are thinking. Because I think that there's some really amazing things that we can do with all these little hexagons that are coming out of this. And I want to see if your ideas in any way match my ideas. Because I have an idea that I would really like to try, and I'd like to know if you would like to see that idea. It's actually using the die, one of the die cut out pieces to make a, I did that so badly. I'm not really, I mean, I craft for fun and for therapy. And so it's not like I'm perfect at any of these. My techniques are probably some of the worst crafting techniques you'll come across, but I have a lot of fun. And it is very therapeutic. And honestly, this channel is very therapeutic too. Because it's nice to have people that I can interact with on a social level without having, and this is going to sound terrible, and I apologize. I totally apologize for this. But this is, it's people, I can interact on a social level with really wonderful people that I don't see. And I think that's really and truly why I'm able to keep doing this, is because I honestly, I can't see you. And my brain messes up so many things when I can see people, because my brain doesn't understand social interaction. So when I see people, I misinterpret facial expressions, I misinterpret body expressions, I misinterpret tone. But right now, I'm interacting with you in such a way where none of that affects my... no, it's not double-sided paper. Sorry, Karen, it's not double-sided paper. It is single-sided paper, and it's probably paperweight. This might be 25 pound, maybe 40 pound. It's definitely not 67-pound cardstock. The most common type of cardstock that I use is 67-pound cardstock. I do have some 110, but most of what I use is 67-pound cardstock. This is probably, I don't know, 25 pound, maybe 40 pound. Does it say on here? Paper pad, paper, block paper, Beautiful You collection, No, it does not say what the weight of it is, but it's definitely not cardstock. Oh, look, there's a sunflower on the back of that. A shaker card would be, ooh, a shaker card would be fun to see. Ooh, I was thinking it was double-sided paper if it was double-sided paper to put the cuts out on the other side and see how that would look, but never mind, it's not double-sided paper. Yep, I enjoy this format. It's no stress, it's just fun. Yes, Kelly, it is. It's no stress, it's just fun. And for me, that's really important because, like I said, I have a really hard time interacting with people on any sort of social level. I mean, I can't answer the phone. If I don't know who you are when you call, I'm not going to answer the phone. I'm just not. I know I've said this before, but my phone, when somebody that I don't know calls me, plays the chorus to my favorite song, and I sing along. I just sing the chorus of my favorite song, and then my phone stops ringing, and I stop singing. There's just absolutely no, I'm not going to answer the phone. And, you know, if it's important, whoever it is will leave a message. And in all honesty, if it is important, my husband will return the phone call. I won't even return a phone call, even if it is important. I mean, that's the level to which I'm not capable of talking to people. When I'm out at Ollie's, I have to interact a little bit with people because, I mean, I have to do things like give the cashier the phone number, and my husband makes me do that. He makes me give the cashier the phone number. So, I mean, I've just gotten to the point where I just go up and give the phone number. You know, every now and then I'll see somebody who's looking at me and will say something to me, and I'll say something back, especially if I'm recording at the time because my phone is out and I'm obviously making a video. Oh, look at that one. I got a little bit of the bee on that one. That's too cool. Look, I got the little side of the bee on that one. Can you see it? That is too neat. I like that. So, but yeah, it's been really hard, in all honesty, because the pressure of society to interact properly is just horrible. And on that note, I am going to explain something that, you know, if I were listening to this, today is the Buddy the Elf Day. You're supposed to use the line from the movie. It's the Buddy the Elf movie. What's your favorite color? Oh, no. I've only seen it once or twice. I don't remember what's my favorite color. Christmas? Is that the answer? I don't know. I don't remember. If you're asking me what my favorite color is, now it's pink. It used to be yellow, but now it's pink, and it changed to pink in 2011. And I know exactly why. Well, I know exactly when it changed to pink. I don't know exactly why it changed to pink, but I do know exactly when it changed to pink. It's supposed to be so when you answer the phone, it's what's your favorite color? Oh, well, see, I don't answer the phone. Oh, thank you, Elena. Happy Hanukkah back to you. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much. This is the third day of Hanukkah, isn't it? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Oh, it's the fourth day of Hanukkah. Okay, so when I answer and that's not going to happen because I'm not going to answer the phone unless I already know you. If I already know you, I will answer the phone and talk to you. So people that I knew in the before times, if they call me, I will answer the phone. And their their ringtone is different. So I know if somebody else is calling me because it doesn't play my favorite song. So yeah, I do know that. If somebody that I already know calls me, it does not play my favorite song. It actually plays another ringtone, and each person has a different ringtone. So, I mean, there's like 8 ringtones on my phone because there's only like 8 people whose phone call I will answer. And so there's like 8 ringtones on my phone, and I know exactly who's calling before I pick up the phone. So, and that's just, it's a way that I use my phone to help me overcome a lot of the stress and a lot of the anxiety, because before, when I had just a standard ringtone, you know, bring, bring, or whatever it was, every time my phone rang, it set my anxiety right to the top of the level. I was near panic attack, and now I just sing my favorite song, and it's so much better. I just love it. Pink is the best color, that's why. Okay, Amira, all right, I'm with you on that one. Anyway, the dichotomous thing that if you listen to what I say in my videos, you'll hear one dichotomous thing, because I keep saying there's only 2 stores that I can go into, and Aldi, the grocery store, I can only go into one of them. I can't go into any Aldi. It's one specific Aldi, and I can only go into that. Nope. I'm really annoyed at the fact that Aldi and Aldi sound so much alike. I can only go into one Aldi, the grocery store, and it's only on Thursdays, and I can't go into any other grocery store. Oh, it would be a cute bouquet of flowers. Oh, where's that stamp that I got? Oh, where's that stamp that I got? Oh, can I put my hands on it? I had a stamp and cutting die set. I had a craft avalanche in here, so I really don't know if I can put my hands on it, but it was from the one, it was also from the same packet that this came from. And it was a cutting die and vase set that the stems were separate from the stems were separate from the stamp for the stems were separate from the stamp for the flowers, so you could stamp stems separately from flowers. Oh, let's see if I can find that. Oh, that would be so perfect for what you just suggested. And I don't know if I can find it because yesterday when I was filming the making of the cards, Brucey decided to set off one of the most massive craft avalanche in this room that I've seen in a very long time. She just walked in here, climbed up a mountain and decided, oh, look, this would be fun to knock off. Wham! And everything just followed it. Just massively just followed it. Let's see. I'm not finding it. That would be so cool to do this with, and I just don't see it, and I don't know. I have no idea where it would be right now. I really need to do some straightening up and organizing in this room so badly, but that's just not my forte. I turn piles into piles. I don't actually straighten anything up. I just take one pile and turn it into more piles, and then those piles grow piles, and they get bigger, and then those have to be sorted into piles, and piles turn into piles and more piles, and that's all I end up with in my room is a bunch of piles. And I am not seeing that set that I'm looking for. Darn it. Because you're absolutely right. That would be so cool. Oh, man. Cats. Notice that I'm blaming the cat for knocking the pile down. Not me for making the pile. I'm blaming the cat for knocking the pile down. I don't know if you all did that. I don't know if you all noticed that. But yeah, I'm totally blaming the cat. It's all the cat's fault. Nothing to do with me. No, indeed. Nothing to do with me. Not at all. I found it! Ha-ha! There it is. Look at that. All right. Card front. I need a card front. Because I'm going to do that idea, Amira. I'm going to put, I think it was Amira. Was it Amira that said that? Oh, that would make, yeah, no, it was Kelly that said that. Okay, I'm going to do that, Kelly. I'm going to make that card that you just suggested. All right, so I need a paper. Okay, we're going to use, let's see, what are we going to use? Anyway, the dichotomous thing in my statements that I always say, and if you listen to what I say, you can hear the dichotomous thing, because there's this little thing that I keep saying that just doesn't make any sense. Because I say over and over again that I cannot go into any stores other than one specific Aldi on Thursdays, and, oh, you know what I want to use? Oh, I know exactly what I want to use. Hold on, I gotta find it. Oh, no, don't say I don't have any more of it. Oh, no. And I can go into any Ollie's, because for some reason my brain says that Ollie's is safe. I don't know why, and I'm not questioning it. I just don't know. But for some reason my brain says Ollie's is safe. Love the paper pad that you use. Thank you, Elena. It is really pretty. Do you have little stores where you live? Oh, Elena, I'm so jealous. You're in the UK. Oh. You can just say little and I know you're in the UK. Oh, I am so jealous. I'm so jealous of your television shows. I'm so jealous of your commercials. I am so jealous of the joy and wonder that's in every one of your commercials. I'm so jealous of the fact that you don't see news commercials. I am so jealous of the fact of everything. Okay, I'm so jealous of everything UK right now. It's not even funny, because my husband has it set up, and I don't know how he did it, but I know it involves a VPN, but I can watch things that are on your television right now. So if like Naked Attraction is on your television right now on channel E4, I can watch it. Or if Gogglebox is on E4, or if it's on 4, or if it's on 4/7 or 4 Music, I can watch it. I don't know how my husband did it, but I can watch live television from the UK, and your television is so much better than United States television. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous of you. And I know you live in England, because I've seen so many little ads. I mean, so many little ads on all of them, and I love them. And the Sainsbury one that's got the big the VFG, I love that commercial. Oh my gosh. And what I really like about it is because sometimes 4/7 is coming from Ireland, so I get the same Sainsbury commercial with the BFG, but I get, one time I get it through the English point of view, and sometimes I get it, oh, you're in New Jersey. Oh, are there littles in New Jersey? After I'll go off on my incredible UK love tour, are there Littles in New Jersey? Has Little come over here? Because Little is very definitely a UK store. Woo. Oh, did y'all hear about, beside the point, I'm totally, Oh, you have littles in New Jersey has littles. Oh my gosh. We don't have them down here. Florida does not have them, but oh, I'm jealous. I'm so jealous. So jealous. Yeah, so jealous. So jealous. I was about to say something. I totally forgot what I was about to say. It was funny. It was cute. And it's gone. That train of thought derailed in a big way. All right, so I've got these now. I'm going to go back to this. The dichotomous thing that you keep hearing me say is I say I can't go into any of these stores except for this. Any Ollie's and Aldi, one specific Aldi on Thursdays. And actually, I can't really say, you've never heard of that store? You've never heard of Sainsbury's? Sainsbury's is, from what I can tell, Sainsbury's is the Publix of the UK. They have the same model where they charge a lot of money for the same stuff that you could get elsewhere, but because they've got this whole idea that they're customer service oriented, you're willing to pay more money for it. That's my impression of Sainsbury's. UK people, if I'm wrong, please chime in. I mean, this is a United States person watching commercials. That's my entire interpretation of Sainsbury's. And then they've also got Lidl, and they've also got Asda. And I love the Asda commercials as well, because it's this guy singing along. And so many of the UK commercials are songs. They're just song-based. Oh, my favorite UK commercial, since I'm on the topic. My absolute favorite. You have them in New York as well. Oh, Amira. Oh, we do have a Key Foods down here. I will say that. I do know that Key Foods started out in New York, and we now have them down here in Florida. I don't know why they think they could they could compete with the juggernaut that is Publix, but for some reason they did think that they could compete with the juggernaut, and they've actually got several stores down here now, so maybe they actually are. Oh, dang it, I lost my train of thought again, and I'm not doing a voiceover, so I can't go back and look at what I was talking about. Oh, okay, somebody remind me what I was talking about, or that particular story is gone. Back to what you were getting ready to ask if we saw something, I think. Did you see? Nope, that didn't help. Thank you, Amira. I appreciate that. Thank you, Amira, but that doesn't help. But that did not jog my memory. Anyway, the dichotomous thing. Okay, Ollie's, any Ollie's except for the one in Cartersville, and one specific Aldi on Thursdays are the only stores that I can go into. I lost Dollar Tree when I had an anxiety attack that inside the store that turned into a panic attack outside the store. Okay, however, I keep also talking about Dragon Con as if I go there. Something with like an ad. Oh, the ad on TV. My absolute favorite UK ad right now. I absolutely love it. It's a picture. It starts with a picture on a piano and they look like they're Caribbean. I don't know what their ancestry is, but they look like they're Caribbean. Just from the hair and the skin tone and, you know, the look, they look Caribbean. And it's a picture of a man with a young girl, and they're playing piano. And someone's in the kitchen making tea and getting some biscuits to eat, or cakes. They're called cakes. These are specifically called cakes. And she's in the kitchen getting some cakes to eat, and the man starts playing a tune on the piano. And the woman in the kitchen grabs the tea, grabs the cake with the plate with the cakes on it, runs over, sets them on top of the piano, grabs a quick bite of the cake, and sits down and starts playing the duet with the man. And they laugh, and they have a great time. And it ends with her with her head on his shoulders, laughing and having a great time. The commercial is for the cakes. That's what the commercial is for, but nothing in the commercial except for the fact that she's carrying a plate with these cakes on them and she takes a bite of it says the cakes. The commercial is about being together with family and happy and enjoying a good memory and having a great time and sitting down to the piano and remembering what time was like and resurging those beautiful thoughts. Oh, love that commercial. Love it so much. Anyway, Dragon Con. Yes, I can do Dragon Con. Dragon Con is about 80,000 people, which is completely dichotomous to the whole, if there's more than 3 people around, I can't do anything. Yes, it is a great commercial. Oh my gosh. I can't remember the name of the cakes, but the commercial's for the cakes, but it is such a beautiful commercial. I absolutely love it. It's my absolute favorite commercial, and it's a UK commercial. You can't get it over here. But that's what I mean by the UK commercials are so much better than the American commercials, than the United States commercials, because they're so much about being together and family and... they use the word wrong, but they talk about it as homeliness. American English calls homely ugly. UK English calls homely beautiful. It's one of those things that I keep on having to remind myself that I'm watching a UK station when I hear somebody refer to something as homely. But yeah, I absolutely love that. All right, card front. I was in the middle of making a card front so that I could do this thing. Oh, I am just scatterbrained all over the place today, but I'm having fun, and I hope that y'all are having fun too. I really do. This is really what my lives are like. They're just, you know, silliness and fun and joy and happiness and, you know, all of that stuff. Let's see, this needs to be 5.5. And then 4.25. Make 4 pieces, and I apologize for saying these things out loud. If I don't say them out loud all the time, I'm constantly setting off my anxiety and saying, oh, did I do that right? So I have to say the measurements all out loud. It's better for me to say the measurements out loud so that I know that I'm doing. And another pop-up. 4.25. There we go, and pop. And there we go. Put the guillotine away. All right, now, here we go. All right, we're there. We're getting there. I think I'm going to prop those up on foam tape. So I need to get bits of foam tape out. Oh, actually, no, I have a lot of little bits of foam tape over here on my drying rack, and I can use those for this. And so I'm going to take a card front. I'm going to take the stamp set that I just had. There it is. And I'm going to take my little... this is a great thing for doing stamps with, especially if your fingers are like get in the way. If you use this, and you can just stamp down this way. This is actually made for polymer clay. So if you're looking for it on Temu, which is where I got it from, it's made for polymer clay. So you have to look for a polymer clay thing, but it is so cool. And there we go. Put that on there. And let's see, I think I want the smaller spots at the bottom. And I can put a jar around it later. There we go. All right, let's see. Let's start with black. Where's my black ink? Oh, my black ink, I put it away. There we go. Is that paper pad still available? You can still buy it, but you have to get it from secondary markets or for people that have gone to Ollie's and are really jacking up the prices on it. I have not seen it in an Ollie's. I don't know where the Ollie's is that the person who bought this got it from. I don't know if it's available at that location, but I know that I have never seen it with all of the Ollie's that I've been into, and I've been into almost every Florida Ollie's, and I've been into like 7 or 8 in, ooh, that's beautiful. I got a little bit of spread over ink. I'll have to cover that up, but that's okay. All right, so that's beautiful. Let me clean that off. Where is it? Where is it? Where's my medicine bottle? Oh, my stack of stuff. You know, I'm going to put my extras in here. This was a mess up, and I don't even remember how I messed them. Is that, oh, I've never seen that either. So this was a mess up. I tried to do something with like glue and vellum and tried to put glitter glue down on vellum, and it just didn't do what I wanted to do. So I ended up cutting out a bunch of these little turtles out of it. So now I have all these little glittery turtles. But yeah, storing things in medicine bottles is a really great way to do that, especially with the number of medicine bottles that I get. Yeah, having mental health issues, you end up with medicine bottles. And rather than sending them to a landfill or trying to get them downcycled, because recycling doesn't actually exist when you're talking about plastic, instead of sending them out to get downcycled, I try to find ways to use them. And I can't find my medicine bottle that has my my baby wipe in it. I can't wipe that off. I'll wipe it off later. All right, so I got glitter on that. Oh, craft COVID. Ooh. All right, so moving on. Get this, and let's start putting some of these on here. I'm just going to start cutting these off. So I'm going to give the flowers themselves some dimension. So I'm going to cut little pieces of this and put it on these so that they have some dimension with it. I found some in Alabama back in August. Someone had a 6x6 version in a haul video. Wow. And there was someone else, but I can't remember what state it was in. Thank you, Kathy. So it was in Alabama. A decent amount to the Ollie's finds are on that website. A decent amount to the, what website? I missed something. Amira, we have them in New York as well. Sounds like a great commercial paper pad available. I've seen that either. I don't see what website. I don't see the website that you're talking about, Amira. I must have missed a comment. Sorry about that. Of the star. Nope. My brain's farting. I honestly have no idea what that means. Sorry, Amira. I try to find uses for medication bottles as well. Not many, no idea. No, there's not really a whole lot of uses for medicine bottles. My husband uses a lot of them for his stuff because he does a lot of tinkering. He does model building and he does 3D hold on, 3D, that 3D pen printing thing. He doesn't do a 3D printer, he does that 3D pen thing. And so he uses medicine bottles for a lot of the little things that he creates when he wants to put them onto a bigger thing once he's created all the little things that he needs. I know that I have put so many different screws and nuts and bolts and things like that in them. I have a whole rack, one of those the IKEA racks, and in England it's pronounced IKEA, just for the record, because the first time I saw a commercial for IKEA, it threw me. Office supply. Oh, the office supply place. Okay. Yeah, so the office supply place probably has them, but check and see if it's actually the office supply place that's selling them, or if it's a independent seller that's using the office supply one, because Michaels has them as well on their website, but it's not Michaels that's selling them. It's independent people that are using Michaels as a selling point, like people who use lost my train of thought, Amazon as a selling platform, you know, that kind of thing. Oop, I pulled the whole thing off. Anyway, Dragon Con. Yes, I can go into Dragon Con. I cannot do science fiction fantasy conventions. I can do Dragon Con. And that's because even in the before times, and I've been going to Dragon Con for like 20 years now, even in the before times, you think YouTube blocked the comment. Wait, where? Oh, if you tried to put a link in, it won't let you. I have it set up so that links can't be put in. So you have to actually spell it out, blah, 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 DOT, blah, 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 com, whatever. Yeah, it's set up so that it doesn't allow websites to be put in there because, yes, YouTube is making it hard to post. Yeah, I know, YouTube is... Honestly, I thought I was going to have more security issues, more security settings on this one, because I went off on somebody on Facebook the other day, and I was really kind of afraid that they were going to come in here and be trolls. So I really thought I was going to have more security settings, in all honesty. But so far, I haven't seen them, so... you know, it's my standard where you have to be a subscriber in order to comment. You know, you can watch all you like, but you have to subscribe in order to comment. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, but if you want to comment, you have to be a subscriber, and you have to have been a subscriber for more than a minute in order to subscribe. And it's interesting because I have multiple lengths of time that I can make that. I can say you have to be a subscriber for more than a minute. I can say 5 minutes. I can say an hour. I can say a week. I can say a month. I don't see any point in using those long ones, but I can if I wanted to. I need more stemmage. Let's see if I can get some more stemmage on here without ruining this. And if I do, well, then I'll just figure out something else to do with this. Ow! Of course I did that. Yes, it is. It's very cute. It is very cute until I set the lid of the the ink pad on there. Well, I guess we know where the sentiment is going on this card, don't we? Thanks, Karen. I appreciate that. So, Dragon Con. Why can I do Dragon Con? Because Dragon Con as a culture, Dragon Con is a convention that is not like any of the other conventions in the world. It is a completely fan-based, fan-run, for-the-fans convention. And they are very, 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 very protective of the culture that they have created. There's only like 10 or 12 people that actually draw a paycheck from Dragon Con. The rest of the money goes to making the con great, which includes renting every ballroom in 5 major downtown Atlanta hotels for 5 days. That is not cheap. And it's still, right, if you buy your membership as soon as the first Dragon Con ends, and it's always over Labor Day, if you buy your tickets as soon as the first Dragon Con ends, then you can get them for $110. Right now, I think they're $150, and as it gets closer to con, the 5-day passes the 5-day memberships get more and more expensive. So, but the culture of Dragon Con is one that is about safety and security. Dragon Con is run by volunteers, and there's like 47 different tracks. And anything, absolutely anything and everything that could possibly fall into a fandom can be found at Dragon Con. It is the largest science fiction fantasy convention in the world. And they have things from military sci-fi, which is like Babylon 5 and Firefly and things like that, military sci-fi. They have a Star Trek track. They have a track that's completely for British stuff. It's called Brit Track, and it's not just British sci-fi like Blake Seven and Red Dwarf and Doctor Who. It's anything British. They do Faulty Towers. They had a Would I Lie to You panel. And if you haven't watched Would I Lie to You, oh my gosh, go to YouTube and search for Would I Lie to You and watch the British version of Would I Lie to You, because some of them are just hilarious. They have Brit Track, they have the science track, they have the astronomy track, they have the skeptics track. They have so many different things that you can go and see and do, and they are very protective of the security culture that they have created there. And you are really and truly never more than about 100 feet from some security person if you're in Dragon Con. So if anything happens, you know, there's people there to protect you. And that's why I can still do Dragon Con, because they have this culture that is accepting. It is absolutely, Dragon Con appreciates authenticity. I don't have to look at people when I'm talking to them at Dragon Con. Nobody looks at me funny when I misinterpret a physical attribute or a physical, like, facial expressions, things like that. Nobody looks at me funny. Nobody derides me for it. And it's been that way since I've been going for 20 years. And now that, you know, it's in the now times, with my brain being so very, very protective of everything about me, I can still go to Dragon Con because my brain still labels Dragon Con as safe. And so, yes, there's a huge dichotomy between me saying that I can't go into a store that has more than 3 people in it, but I spend a week in downtown Atlanta with at the largest science fiction fantasy convention in the world with about 80,000 of my favorite third cousins. That's really what Dragon Con is. And I don't do conventions. I do Dragon Con. That's it. That is my one respite. And for 20 years, it's been my one respite where I can go and do that. So yeah, so if you've listened to the dichotomy, if you've listened to me talk about Dragon Con and talk about the fact that I can't go into stores, that's why I can go to Dragon Con. All right, there we go. That looks cool. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. There, that's been on my mind for a while. I keep forgetting to say it, but now I've said it. Woot! Yay, go me. All right, so here we go. There's another one to go on. I love this. I absolutely love this little bouquet of flowers that I'm making here. This is awesome. So thank you, Kelly, for suggesting this. This was a great idea. And thank you, Amira, for suggesting the batch cutting, because that's the whole reason I have all of these little, I don't know what they are. Daisies, pansies, zinnias, echinacea. I don't know what this flower is. Pretty. That's what this flower is. This flower is pretty. So, well, yay, I still have 16 of you. I didn't lose very many of you with my Dragon Con talk. So anyway, I can't believe that I'm just shocked and amazed that Little is over here in the United States. I really am. I'm just so shocked and amazed. And another pop-up. I mean, come on. I get it. You want me to buy stuff. It's not happening. Oh, you know what I should have done? And I didn't do? Ooh, I should have put a background on this. Like, used ink to put a background on it. That would have been so cool. All right, well, I have to make another card and do that. Same idea, but a different card and do that. That's one of the things that I love about making cards, too, is because every time you make a mistake, which they're not really any mistakes, but when you make a mistake, you can just sit there and just turn and, repivot and do something else, because there's always a way to fix something in a card making thing. Even if it's just, not even completing the card that you had in mind, just pivoting to making that part of another card, using it as the basis, the foundation of another card. That one doesn't have enough sticky to stay on. I got to get another piece. All right, so here we go. Let me make a few more of these. I think I cut that one a little bit too big. Nope, perfect. Okay. Or fussy cut out that and pop. Oh, ooh, Elena. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Fussy cut this and pop it onto a background. I can do that. I have fussy cutting scissors. I have fussy cutting scissors. Oh, my goodness gracious. I have a great time with these lives. I appreciate y'all so much. I hope that y'all have a good time as well, because I appreciate the input and the camaraderie and the benefit of multiple eyes and brains operating in the same arena to make something better and better. Like, you know, Amira's suggestion to do batch die cutting, Kelly's suggestion to turn this into a bouquet of flowers, Elena's suggestion to do a fussy cut on that, which will even fix the whole problem that I made when I put the lid of the ink pad on there. So yeah, this is way too cool. I absolutely, absolutely adore interacting with y'all on this level. It is so nice and wonderful and kind. And again, the fact that, and I hope that this doesn't offend anybody, but the fact that I can't see or hear you is such a benefit to my autistic brain, because I constantly misinterpret what people, because in society, and I have learned this, in society, what people say and what people think and what people mean are usually three completely different things. And it just confuses me no end to have that level of, you know, trichotomy. It's not really a dichotomy, it's a trichotomy. To have that level of trichotomy over where I should be when I'm reacting with people. And it causes me a massive amount of anxiety to interact with people, because I just don't know. Even if I can only hear the person on the phone, the tone of voice doesn't always match what I think the, what am I trying to say? What I think the, hold on. Intention is. So if the tone of voice doesn't match what I'm feeling the intention is, then even on the phone it causes me problems. So, and there we go. See, I'm fussy cutting it out. This is too cool. I love these interactive cards. They are always fun. I missed out last week. Yes, Kelly, you did miss out last week, but you know what? I think you were having a great time. I really do. And I'm so glad that you had that opportunity to have a great time. So you could layer those as flowers, some foam, and not okay. You could layer those flowers, some on foam, some not, some thicker, 3D look. Ooh, you know, you're absolutely right. I'll have to do that next time, because I've already done all of these. But you're absolutely right. I used 1mm foam tape on all of these, and I could have put some flat on the card. I could have put some on 2mm foam tape, and I could have put some on 3mm on 1mm foam tape, and then I could have doubled up the 2 and the 1mm foam tape and made it that way so that it was 3mm. That's a cool idea. I like that. I'll have to do that on the next card too. Yay! Yay, I'm glad you had a good time, Kelly. I'm really glad you had a good time. You know, what you did instead of watching the videos was so much more important, I think, in my humble opinion. What you did instead of watching the videos was so much more important, and I'm so glad you had that opportunity to do that. I'm not really fussy cutting right now. What I'm doing right now is I'm cutting the flowers down to where the foam tape is. So it's actually, you can see the flowers are actually coming over the top a little bit, because it's just easier than doing that. I love that you figure out what my messed up writing means. I was a teacher for a long time. And I was a science teacher, and I always told my kids that I didn't really care. I was not an English teacher, and I was never going to correct their grammar or their spelling, as long as I could understand what they were saying. I didn't care how they spelled fluorine, as long as I knew they meant fluorine, with one caveat, and that is when they wrote down chemical formulas, the chemical symbols from the periodic table, they absolutely had, 100% had to use the proper capitalization. I didn't care about anything else, but that I cared about. They had to use the proper capitalization when they did the element symbols from the periodic table. That is the only grammar thing that they ever lost points on in my classroom. Your kids say they speak Elena. That's cute. That's very cute. Yeah, I never understood, you know, I wanted kids to learn science. I never understood why making grammar a part of science, when, you know, and I'll tell you this point blank, teaching chemistry is not easy. Yes, you're absolutely right. Autocorrect is a pain in the butt, Kelly. I've never understood, with science being so hard and chemistry being massively difficult, I am going to use this beautiful, beautiful color. I am going to put these on the background of this beautiful, beautiful Colors of Morris, and it's no longer available from Journal Say, although somebody in the Chatty Crafty Guild did find it on AliExpress, I think. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to make this the background of this card, and I'm going to get another piece of paper to put behind it, because then I can use the ink that I get from making this card in the background of something else as well, because this is just gorgeous. I love this. Yeah, autocorrect. Yeah. I turned off my autocorrect on my phone, to be perfectly honest. I would rather go back and fix it or send out something that's horribly misspelled than some of the things that could happen on it. And I mean, I never used my phone to contact parents or anything, so I didn't have to worry about that. I will never understand why a teacher uses their phone to contact parents. It's like, that is just begging for trouble, because that means that somebody else is going to get a hold of that phone number and just absolutely and totally just wreck your life at midnight by calling you. So yeah, but anyway, I've never understood why people are so insistent that English be taught alongside science when science is so difficult to begin with. And it's not just that science is difficult. It's not really that science is difficult. It's just that science is something that you have to understand. I mean, most of the sciences. Biology is a lot of memorization, but most of the sciences are things that you have to understand. And chemistry is definitely something that you have to absolutely, positively understand. There. How does that look? Should I put on more? Should I put on less? What do you think? And the fact that people wanted me to sit there and correct their spelling while I was trying to get them to understand chemistry just never made sense to me. Because, I mean, chemistry is a whole new language. It is literally learning a whole new language with math in it. That's what chemistry is. It's learning a new language with math in it. So there we go. Let's see if that spot's big enough. Yeah, that spot's big enough to put that there. Ooh, look at that. Oh, I got it. So I made it so it's a little bit bright behind it. So it's like got this glow. What do y'all think? Is that good? Yes, no, maybe? I can open the ink pad again. I just want to shut it so it doesn't dry out. It is. It's a beautiful, pretty blue. I love this. This is the only Colors of Morris that I bought from Journal Say when they had them up, and I'm so disappointed that I didn't buy more. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Elena. I appreciate that. I'm so disappointed that I didn't buy more of them, because now they're no longer available, and that's just so sad. All right, do I have a green? I have a green. That's not green. This one's green. Okay, one of my actual real name brand ink pads. And for all of these, when I bought them, I also bought the re-inker. So I have the ink pad and the re-inker for these. And these are the only ink pads that I have the re-inker for. But I want to get up underneath here, and I want to get some green on these stems. There we go. There's green on those stems. I got to be careful because there's still a piece of white paper in between. Oh, you know what? I can get rid of that piece of white paper. I know what I'm going to do to get rid of that piece of white paper. But I want to get some green on these stems so that these stems have green on them. There we go. And so, like I said, this is my only actual, the stress oxides are my only actual name brand ink pads that I have. And for all of them, I have the re-inker that goes along with them. So put that away. There we go. And then take out my really cool, awesome knife. I love this knife. Look at my little finger knife. There we go, just like so. I can never remember how to put it on. There we go, just like so. And then I can just cut out that little piece that I don't need in there because it's not part of the stamp. And I can't get my scissors in there to fussy cut it. So I'll do this, get rid of that. I had to look at my screen to make sure that my head wasn't in there. Oh, I never focused in on that. You get to see all of the mess. I really and honestly would love to see a lot of these crafters, I know I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. These crafters that do crafts on science was my class was my least favorite. I wish I had you as a teacher, your class names. Like, I tried to make my class fun because in all honesty, a kid who's laughing is far more likely to listen and learn than a kid who's angry. And I just never understood why teachers were so hell-bent for glory to yell at their kids over things. Because, yelling at your kids does not engender any sort of willingness to grasp the fundamentals that you're trying to teach them. It just makes them resent you. And that's not, the purpose of teaching. That's not why people teach. All right, now, can I find the die cuts that went with this? Because I want to cut out this little mason jar. If I can find the die cuts that went with this. I want to cut out this little mason jar. My two favorite subjects. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand why people want to make education horrible for other people. I just really don't get that. Because there's no point for education to be horrible, because education is something that everybody needs and everybody needs to have in their wheelhouse. And there are so many teachers that just make it a horrible experience for their kids that they just don't want to continue with any sort of education, and they don't even want to. And okay, I'm not going to go into education today. I could go off for hours on education and education in the American education system. There they are. I'm going to make this little whatchamacallit, this little mason jar, and I'm going to put it over the top of that. So I want to do this. There we go. And I want to do this. So I make the mason jar. Ooh, I missed part of it. I did not even ink up part of that. Oh no! Blip, 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 blip. Let's try that again. Ink it up. Put the lid back on. Turn this over. You know what? I'm going to put this over this so I have some... Where's the thingy that I had? I'm going to use this. See what I said about using the ink that you get from the inking of things? You can reuse this ink as something else, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this mason jar over that pile of ink right there and make my mason jar just like so that it's got this pile of ink right there. Now you can add some bees. Oh, some bees buzzing around the flowers. I don't know where any bee thing is right now. I was looking for them when I was making that card yesterday so that I could use the bees to make something. And I could not find any of my bee stamps. And I have like 3 different sets of bee stamps, and I just couldn't find them because I really wanted to. What I initially wanted to do was I wanted to put bees down inside, because I know I have a tiny little bee stamp. I wanted to put little bees down inside this and stamp it down in there, which is why I was pretty sure that the inking would work on that. And I couldn't find it. I could not find my little bee stamps. They're in here somewhere. Yeah, the jar, all of this entire stamp set is really adorable. I got this off of Temu, and because of the way I do Temu, I got this entire set. These stamps and these die cutters, the entire set I got for a penny. I got it out of the discount blind box, and then I went to rebate 100. Sorry, not rebate 999. I went to rebate 100, and ow, this is my least favorite part of these metal die cutters. Are they still in here? I had a pair of pliers in here for just this reason. I think I moved them again. Dang it. Yep, I did. I moved them again. But this is what I don't like about die cutters, is these little pieces of metal that you get that. Cut some from that same paper. Ooh, you know, I could do that. I could do that. All right, we'll do that. But first off, let me get this cut out, because I want to get this little jar cut out first. So put that down on top of there so I can get the jar cut out. Put my little piece of tape on top of it. Oh, this is far too big a sheet of paper. This is one of the things that I ran into yesterday, was that I made far too big a sheet of paper to go through my die cutter. There we go. And there we go. Just like so. And, you know, I would probably be a lot further along on this particular card if I hadn't just spent so much time going off track and talking. But I love talking, and I hope that you love what I'm saying, or at least like what I'm saying, or at least appreciate what I'm saying. I really do. Because it's it's really nice to have social interaction where I'm not so self-conscious about myself that I can't talk. And that's really what I usually do when I'm trying to talk to people, that I'm so self-conscious about what I'm saying and how I'm saying it and how people are responding to it, that I just don't enjoy talking to people, and that's what gives me the anxiety attacks. But this way, I get to talk to people, and I get to talk to lovely, wonderful people, by the way, and I get to, you know, be... you know, I don't know, be respectful and respected. I get to be authentic with a bunch of authentic people. I don't know exactly how to say that, but that's what I mean by it. And I hope that y'all understand how much you mean to me. And thank you so much for all the people that are saying that that's what makes it a wonderful channel. I appreciate that so much. I wasn't really sure how this was going to go down, and I'm so glad that it's going down the way it is. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, that's so cool. I love that so much. Oh, I do. That is so perfect. All right, now I have to get these flowers, the stems down into that. So how am I going to do that? I want it behind the front, but in the bottle. So let's see, where's my handy dandy knife? Let's see if I can do this properly. I'm just going to make a little slit right here. I'm not holding my knife correctly, but I'm just making one little cut. That one slit right there, and then I'm going to try and slip these down in there, just like so. Oops, I missed one. Go in, 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 go in. There we go. Just like so, so that my little flowers are sitting in the vase. This one's not great. Can I get it off without messing everything up? No, not really. Okay, well, it stays. There we go. So there it is right there. Look at that. That is so cool. I love this little set. This is such a cool little set. But like I said, I got the whole thing for a penny. I did the discount blind box and it showed me this set for a penny. Where's the other one? I lost one. Where's the one that I just used? Oh no. I lost the jar die cutter. Ah, there's the jar stamp. Where's the jar die cutter? Pardon me, I still have a little bit of the sniffles. I had, there it is, okay. So here we go. I had a really brief cold, and so I've still got the little sniffles from it. There we go, and put this back together, and before I lose any of these pieces, I'm going to stick them back in the icky sticky envelope so that they stay together. Where's the icky sticky envelope that this came out of? I don't see an icky sticky envelope that this came out of. Right. Plan B. If I don't have the icky sticky envelope that it came out of, find another envelope to put it in. Oh, you know what I have? Oh, it's not going to be big enough. I bet it's not going to be big. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Found it. Turned down the icky sticky because I don't like the icky sticky. And then put this in, just like so. I go to scrapbooking retreat weekends and find, for the most part, the crafting community is a very supportive group of people. Oh, that is so cool, Karen. I didn't even know they had scrapbooking retreat weekends. That's sweet and wonderful. Be careful, that knife is great, but you really need to hold it properly or it can slice your hand open if it slips. Oh, thank you, Elena. Yes. And we've definitely demonstrated that I am quite klutzy, so that's probably really, really good advice from you right there. I will definitely hold it properly in the future because, yeah, I'm so neat and organized, and everything that I do is so perfect, and I have complete control over the hand-eye coordination thing. No, really, no, really, no, really. And if you believe that, I have some oceanfront property in Arizona to sell you, and it's really nice. I've heard that from the front porch you can see the sea. All right, how many of you have that song in your head now? Just curious. A scrapbook retreat sounds amazing. It does. Be careful, there's a great buy. They have two versions of that knife. One swivels. Oh, okay, I do not want the swivelly one. I'm doing well enough with the one that doesn't swivel. I do not want the swivelly one. I think that would be a very bad idea. Now, where's my card base? There's my card front. I made a card front. Oh, I made a card front. I put all sorts of ink on it. I made it beautiful, and I lost it. Because of course I did. There it is. There we go. All right, so card front here. All right, so move those to the side. I'm gonna have so much cleaning up to do after this is done. Move that to the side, put this down there, and then put that there, just like so. Let's see. I'm gonna do something else. Here's a scrap piece of paper. I'm just going to cut a line on it. Take out my brown, my bronze brown, which I don't have a thing for, but I do have this for. And I'm going to do this right here. Right, where do I want it? I want it right, where do I want it? I want it down at the very bottom. So I'm just going to put a little line of brown right down here at the very bottom. Just like so. So there's a little line of brown right at the very bottom. I'm going to put a nice little dark line right down there. Just like so. Hoping this works out the way it is in my head, because I don't know if it will or not. There we go. So I now have a brown line right at the very bottom of that. Put my brown away. Where's the lid? Where's the lid? Where's the lid? Where's the lid? There's the lid. Put my lid away. I really have got to stop putting these lids face down because I keep getting ink all over everything. And then do this so that it's on a table. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That is so cool. That is so cool. Ta-da! Just like so. Put it over here because the flowers are kind of off center a little bit. Move that down just like so, and prop that whole thing up on 1mm foam tape. That's going to be so cool. They have 2 versions of that. I have never gone to a craft group event. I want to, but I'm such a perfectionist, not sure if I would go crazy or enjoy it. I don't know, Elena, that you do you. I mean, you know you better than anybody else. Be your authentic self, be true to you, all those other phrases like that. So yeah, that's too cool. That is really too cool. Thank you. It's been an hour, and you know I like to keep my lives at an hour. So thank you so very much for listening to my rambling and for, you know, being such a great, wonderful, joyous, and supportive community. And I love the way that you're supporting each other as well, because that's such a beautiful thing. And I've been live for an hour, so I'm going to go now. I will finish up this card, and I will put a picture of it in the Facebook group. The Facebook group is linked in the description. And thank you, Elena. I appreciate that. I'm going to use my favorite sentiment on this one that says, I hope your day is as amazing as you are. And I'm probably going to put it right down there somewhere if I can find a place for it that it fits. And I'm going to finish up this card. And I thank everybody for being here and everything. And remember, if you say anything after I say my final exit, there's a 30-second delay and I'm not going to be able to respond to it. But Elena, Kathy, Amira, Mary, Karen, everybody who's been in here, I think Kelly, I think I missed a couple people, everybody, I thank you so much. All the lurkers, I thank you as well, just for watching. You're amazing people as well. And cheers, everybody, and happy crafting.